Well, I'm going to attempt for the first time to try to refoam a speaker, or a set of speakers I should say. I'm going to do the other one too, but this is the one that's actually falling apart. But these are my garage speakers and they actually sound really well. That's the only reason I'm going to even attempt to fix this, because they just sound awesome. So what I did is I found some speaker surround. It's a speaker surround kit here, and it's got instructions and comes with everything you need. So I'm gonna see if I can't pull this off. I got the speaker out of the cabinet and I've gone around with the screwdriver. It says to pry this plastic ring off the outside, which I did. And then the next thing it says to do is I gotta get all this foam out of here. And then I also have to get it off the cone as well without screwing it up. Okay, it says with a chisel or razor knife to get rid of all the old foam and glue around the outside edge. So I'm gonna choose a chisel and I'll see how this goes. It's a little bit slow going, but I think if I keep the chisel going towards the outside edge so I don't jab a hole in the cone, I think I'll be all right. The instructions say that the most important thing to get off is the foam, the old foam, and that some glue residue can stay on there. But what I've been using is putting some alcohol in there, because it says you can use the alcohol to loosen up the glue, and it's kind of helping me with chiseling it off without gouging something. Okay, I had to stop myself before I got too OCD with this thing, but I got this brush here, and I put the alcohol in the metal brush, and then I just went around the edge of this thing and got rid of any of the excess glue, and it feels like it's pretty much all gone. The foam is all gone, and that's what I guess is important. I guess there can be some residue of the glue left, but now I gotta try to get it off that cone. I don't know if that's gonna be as simple as this. Actually, getting this foam off the outside edge of the cone itself is easier than off the metal frame, but it is a pretty slow process. Maybe just put some alcohol on the end of a cotton swab and just keep working at it, and it eventually all comes off. In some spots I gotta use the chisel around this edge here. There's like a hard, crusty, dried up foam stuff. You gotta use something kind of hard to get that off. Next it says to place the foam on there upside down so you can kind of get an idea of where it's gonna go. And it says to put a bead of glue all the way around this inner lip here. It says you have to do it quickly, so I'm gonna put the glue on, spread it out, and then it says to flip this over and get it in place. But you got to be careful because the glue sticks really fast, and I guess you just have to get it right where you want it before you drop it down on there. Okay, I got it down on there, and this stuff is not real forgiving. It does, if you get it enough on there, it does allow you to move it a little bit, but not for long. And I just went around with a Sharpie and just kept pressing it down and kind of working it. I tried to stick with the original line where you can see the original glue line was, and I pretty much got it close. I guess you're not going to get it perfectly, but now I'm just gonna let this dry. I got stuff to do, so I'll probably let it dry for however long, and then before I start on the next part of it. This next step is the most crucial because you got to get the cone aligned properly. Now, it doesn't say in the instructions, but I was looking at the guy's YouTube page, and he used a frequency generator with a sine wave of 50 hertz, and I can turn this up, you can kind of hear the different tones. So it is coming through. I got it going through a amplifier at a low volume. You don't want to blow it out, but right around 50 hertz. Wow, landed right where I needed it. But what that does, turn the volume up on that a little bit, you can kind of hear when it buzzes like that. When it's doing that, it means it's not aligned. So yeah, like that. So when you're gluing it down, you want to use that rattle as a guide. Which I might have the volume up a little too high here. Yeah, that's better. I had the volume up too high and it was, see right there? See right there, I got it pinched and there's no noise, so I guess it uses the magnetism to keep everything lined up, and then you just listen for that sound and to let you know if you're in the right spot or not, where you should press it down to glue it. So now what I need to do is I need to put a layer of glue on the frame underneath the foam here, and then just work my way around until it's all down and I don't have any buzzing sounds. So hopefully that turns out well. See how it goes. Okay, that actually went a little smoother than I thought it would. It seemed like it was buzzing everywhere, and then once I put the glue on there, I noticed that the buzzing I was hearing is probably most likely the edge of this foam flapping, because once the glue was there, it kind of held that in place while I was able to tap it down in various places, and then it seemed the buzzing went away, and I don't have any buzzing from the voice coil now. So next I need to put some glue on the trim ring and put the trim ring in place, and then flip the speaker over so the weight of the speaker can press down on it while the glue cures. All right, everything's all glued up. I'll let it sit like that. It says to wait 24 hours before you really put any power through it. So it's just gonna sit there. I'll put it back in the cabinet and then see how it sounds. That seemed to turn out pretty good. I did get a little bit of glue on there I should have probably tried to wipe off, but I didn't want to smear it and make it look worse, so I just left it. And the next thing to do is just to get it put in the cabinet and try it out. All right, I got everything mounted back in the cabinet and everything. And I'm on YouTube and found one of those bass test programs. So, let's see. There. So that seems to be working. So, it's enough to rattle the ductwork. So, I'd say I'd call that a success. Seems to have worked really well. I noticed that this speaker seems pretty stiff. I think it's just because of the foam. Just like if you were to buy a new speaker, you kind of have to break them in, and the foam's still pretty stiff on these, but I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm gonna do the other one, and then I'll be all set.